Hey guys, Joe Dafffi here, over in London for UFC Fight Night. I'm here taking your questions, so feel free to fire away. Thanks, Ryan Gibson. Which is the hottest ring girl? Brittany, I would say, is the hottest one. What's your plan for 2017? Obviously, just this fight at the minute, and fingers crossed this goes well. Go from there. Dream matchup, I think. I don't know. I suppose anyone for the title is the dream, but I'd love. I don't know. Maybe a big fight with Tony Ferguson in the stadium in Croke Park. That'd be pretty sick. Strategy to win in the fight. My strategy doesn't really change too much. I just try to make sure all areas are covered, but whatever happens in the fight, I'll try to adapt to that. So whatever openings he gives me, hopefully I'll take. Do I get nervous or excited before fights? Nervous for some, excited, always excited. It varies from fight to fight, to tell you the truth. Proudest moment so far? Probably, I'd say either my UFC debut or maybe the last fight. I think, bouncing back after the loss, that was a good moment. Obviously, Faraz and Nemo was there when I lost, and being able to celebrate the victory was pretty cool. What age did I realize MMA was for me? I realized pretty early on. I was doing MMA, when I was a kid. I would say about 13. I started mixing it all. By the time I was 15, I was sure I was going to be in the UFC. I knew very early on, to tell you the truth. What inspires me the most? I think the likes of the fighters who's lost quite a few fights and just keep going. Them type of fighters that like Michael Bisping, Desanios, all them type of guys who's gone the long way around, but overcome all that stuff and came back to become champions. That's definitely something I found quite inspiring. Do I prefer to work my stand-up game or grind? I enjoy it all. I think the ground is very addictive, but the stand-up, there's so many intricate, fine details that people miss, and I really feel like it's never ending. So I enjoy it all. I don't think I could pick either, to be honest. Obviously when I was boxing, I was missing them. I was missing the grappling and the wrestling. So it's definitely hard to choose. What do I think of GSP Bisping? I think it's a tough fight. I think obviously Michael's a much bigger opponent. One of George's things that he had over people was his fitness and his wrestling, and Michael's very skilled in both of them. He's proved. So I think it's a tough fight, but I've been training with George quite a bit since I've been in TriStar, and he never takes his foot off the gas. He's always working hard and improving. So it's a fight I definitely feel he can win. So I'm a huge fan of Bisping, huge fan. Met him a few times, and he's always been a gentleman. So it's a fight I'm really excited about. What do you think? What do I do in my life except for MMA? I suppose it takes up the majority of my time. Even when I'm at home, I'm studying fights. I'm away from home 90% of the time, so I'm trying to keep in touch with my family, my friends. But other than that, I would say, I'm big on TV series and movies. I'm always watching that stuff. So I would say that's the main one. But any kind of sport. I think if I wasn't doing MMA, I would definitely be playing rugby or something. I think I'm a huge fan of rugby. I would probably watch rugby over MMA a lot of the time. My amateur boxing record, I didn't have one. You know, I never boxed amateur. I went from MMA into pro boxing. I've done some kickboxing and everything. Like, I've done a lot when I was growing up, kickboxing. But no amateur boxing. Who's the most difficult opponent in the division? I think probably Tony Ferguson as well. I think he's a good test for everyone. The top 20 lightweight division in UFC is stacked. You know, I think it's all, each of them fights is all down to styles. But I think Tony Ferguson is you know, one of the most unpredictable. You know, he's got a good all-round game, and he's, you know, got a lot of good attributes. You know, he never stops for the full five rounds. So I think, you know, he's probably the most difficult. Or Khabib. That's why that was such a great matchup. But you know, hopefully they'll get back on and be a fight I'm definitely interested to see. What's it like being a UFC fighter? To be honest, half the time I don't even notice. Like, life hasn't changed too much. I'm out in Montreal, so it's not like you know, I'm stopped every day walking down the street. You know, life seems pretty normal. So it's all the same, but you know, it's good. You know, we're lucky we get to do something we love. You know, we hang out with our pals during the day. You know, go get food and train. You know, living the dream, really. Radio. Radio, guys. Time's up. I got to shoot. Make sure you check out the fights on Saturday on UFC Fight Pass. Thanks for all the questions. Sorry I didn't get the shout out to everyone, but really appreciate the time. But take care, guys. I'll see you all soon.